Okay, Rycon, here's a typical Aldi remodel. From starting before the store closes. If you get a store closing for a few weeks, you're lucky. What you do is you build a plastic wall here at aisle 1 and move all the stuff. This is before store close. That way you can work on this wall. You can take down all the drywall underneath these windows because it'll have mold on it, and Aldi will tell you to remove it. And you can put up new green board and you can finish it. You can do all that beforehand. You can take off all the decals beforehand. That has new drywall and new header heights, but let me show you over here what you can do before the store closes. You can cut off all these studs and plastic it before the store closes. And the reason you cut off those studs is these doors used to be this high and now they're this high, so they got all new doors and a new header height. They needed to be able to raise that lid. You can do that before the store closes. The first day of store closing, Dean comes in and works on the freezer and the cooler over there. In the middle of those two are MDUs, you know, the meat refrigerators and cheese refrigerators, yogurt refrigerators, those things. But this freezer gets new door heights, a raised lid and a raised header, and once they're done, you can skin this again. Over here, the guys are finishing this wall because this freezer got shrunken down and raised higher. So this is a new MDU wall. You'll build a 10-foot wall across here where the bread used to be. Bring that header height down to this one. You notice these studs have just been cut. See that? That's just been cut at 92 inches. All you do is you measure your new MDUs when they arrive. You cut the studs and then you cut the sheetrock back, and then you can put a new piece of sheetrock in at just the right height. It'll come down past there a couple inches and it'll be just right for these MDU fridges to sit up against. Notice these fridges have this lid, and notice your drywall will sit right here. So that'll be the nice finish. The drywall will sit right here and this will go against it, and those park in here. All these new MDUs will slide right in here. Speaking of the new MDUs, these are new drain locations to connect to the old hub drains. Notice this concrete has been cut and the plumber has dug a trench to connect all hub drains. And then over here, he's put in a heat chase. See, the heat chase goes across here. It calls for 2 pieces of wood for a thermal break. Do not put those in. They do not use wood anymore because wood doesn't perform underneath the pallet jacks, and so they do heat chase. So that new freezer, when it gets rebuilt, is a heat chase freezer with the thermal break is a heat chase. So you're typically going to cut a lot of concrete. You want to try and cut your trenches inside the 43-inch mark. The reason you cut them inside is because occasionally you'll be repairing tiles out here. In here you don't need to tile. This is all just concrete. Otherwise, if you cut your trench way out here, you'd have to replace all those tiles. Typically all these curbs are going to get demoed because they're going to come across See, that has a turn in it. That's going to be plasma cut, and that's going to come straight across. And there's going to be a curb coming here straight across with a turn, kind of an island curb there. So you got a lot of curbing to do in here. I just left this steel here so he could just slice it wherever he wants it and then head directly that way.
Then I'll throw that up and bring it.
This is a brand new and much larger meat freezer.
What's that?
In the back of house, and so what you do is you just take everything out of here. Just demo all curbs, all metal, everything inside, and that's how that goes. I'll walk you in the cooler. You can see we already raised the lid in here, raised the door heights. This is a finished cooler, already done. Typically they leave these from the old cooler. They don't replace them, but we'll see. So anyway, that is the basic rundown. You can see this wall. 2 people need to be over the door. Both Protection 1 people and Dean goes on that wall. So